Hi, I'm Kevin.
And I'm Sarah, and we're the Global Geezers.
We are in Brisbane, Australia. We came over from Auckland not too long ago, and we are enjoying this beautiful city.
We're going to show you a variety of different areas within Brisbane. Just like a city anywhere, there are different parts. So we're going to show you all the different parts and what we liked and didn't like, so that you can kind of figure out what you would want to do if you came to visit here.
Yeah, it's a really cool city, and we're looking forward to showing it to you, so let's go. We are on the Grey Street Bridge going over the Brisbane River. Beautiful view of downtown Brisbane and all the other bridges that go across the river. That's the Museum of Modern Art. It's got its own bridge. We are walking across the Grey Bridge into South Brisbane. I guess the river divides the North Brisbane from the South Brisbane. There's a lot of museums along the bank of the river in South Brisbane. They have a lot of really nice high-rise condominiums here. Sarah's getting blown around. Her hair's going everywhere. A view of the convention center from the street. I'll see if I can get another good shot of it. They're doing a lot of construction in this city. There's cranes everywhere. This is one of the train stations, the South Brisbane station. Nice brick building. So where do we go to eat for our first real meal out in Brisbane, Australia? Of course, we go to a Turkish restaurant called Motto. Starting off with some falafels and hummus and all sorts of wonderful things.
The P-Day is here. Yum.
The excitement on Sarah's face should say it all.
You got it to share. Yeah.
That is knefe, and if you've ever had knefe, you know how good it is. Okay, we just ate at Moda, which is right there, and now we're walking through the South Bank Parklands. Very nice. They have Sunday concerts down here that we know of, and we might come down here one Sunday and see a concert if it's a nice day out. Got a statue of Confucius. Wonderful tile artwork right on the walkway. This is the park where they have the Sunday concerts. $21 if you want to ride the Ferris wheel. That's like
14 US.
The Brisbane sign looking over the river. If you want a river tour, there's a river tour place. That building straight ahead is where our Airbnb is. It's a nice area. This is a view of the Contemporary Arts Building from the riverside. Thing I noticed, they're doing a lot of construction in this area. Holy cow, just on the train lines. This is the jail that goes back to the 1850s. Thought we'd come by here and take a tour, but it's closed because of all the construction going on. They do give tours, so if you're here during a time where it's open, enjoy the jail tour. The HM Prison for Men. This is all South Brisbane. As you can see, we took the rail. There's a lot of ways to get around here. You can get around by bus, rail, and by ferry, which we'll do a little bit later. So stay tuned.
Walking around this side of the jail, there's a nice little patio area, and it looks like an area for maybe the guards to come out and get some sunshine, sit out and have some lunch. Long wall around this edge. That's an interesting building.
We're gonna go down and take a look at the old cemetery. It's obviously still being used, but they're not putting anybody new in it.
Look at all the angles. It's like there's a lot of unrest over here.
This graveyard is pretty dilapidated. I mean, the stones are just in chunks.
Wow.
This is called the South Brisbane Cemetery. This cemetery goes all the way down to the river's edge. They really do have some really large shade trees in this city. Yeah, we're currently walking in the southeast part of Brisbane. We're going to take the bridge that'll take us over to the University of Queensland on the west bank, or the northwest bank. All right, we're going to walk across the bridge. This is a nice bridge because they've got a walking path on one side and a bike path on the other, so you don't have to worry about cyclists running into you. And this will take us across the Brisbane River. And that's where we're headed, right there, the ferry port, to take us back into North Brisbane. Got some beautiful homes on the river's edge. Some really nice condos over here. Wow, this would be a nice place to live.
Further out of
That's a new pedestrian bridge they're putting in. Still working on it though. We're gonna crash. And that's quite a cliff face. Unfortunately, the sun is not in a favorable position, so hopefully maybe get this at a morning. It's 2 o'clock right now. Looks like they're putting in another bridge.
Your go-karts and keep a firm hold onto the vessel until we fully stop moving. This is Riverside. If you are looking to access Kangaroo Point to cross to Holman Street, you will need to hop off on this one and access.
Couple of race cars on the river. Nice. Okay, coming up on the left side underneath the bridge, there's this Felon's Brewing Company. We went there for some beer and pizza, and it was some of the best beer I've ever had. It was really, really good. The stout, they had an imperial stout that was 10% alcohol. That was so smooth.
And the pizza was amazing.
Party boat. Wow, look at the bridge over there. And this is the end of the line. This is where we're getting off, and that's where we're going to eat. Yum. Yeah, they got tall buildings there. They got tall buildings everywhere. Amongst all these high-rises, there's this. This is the old customs house. Now, they just use it for venues nowadays. But yeah, this is one of the older buildings in the area. There's a building from 1888, it says on the building. Well, it says Mill House on there, but it's what does it say? Well, Wenley, 1865. I think we found Old Town.
Girls' school.
Oh, girls' school, yeah. It's a Queen's Girls' School. Stock Exchange Hotel, dated 1863. So you can definitely see some older buildings amongst all the newer buildings. Really kind of cool. Very reminiscent of Sydney. Cool design on that place. I think we're in the ritzy area. A lot of expensive stores here. This is the local Apple store. And they're a good Apple store because they fixed my phone for free. Nice little green area right in the middle of the city. See some older buildings in the distance. This is Anzac Square. It's a memorial for the war veterans. Got some statues and some artwork in there. Look really nice. And right straight ahead is the train station. This is the Central Station. Still old. This is the World War I memorial site. Those are the pigeons, or just like pigeons here.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
St. Andrews, built in 1905. Here's a better look at this church from a distance. St. Andrews. Oh, that's charming. Old church amongst all the new buildings. We're coming up on Cathedral Square, and I see an old cathedral right off the square. Really pretty. And we found St. John's Cathedral. Looks like we can go in this one. Alright, it is really dark in here, so I'm hoping this comes through. I guess we'll find out when I have to edit it. I love the way the sun is coming through the stained glass, and look at the colors on the columns. What really piqued my interest on this church was the woodwork. And this is the choir pews. And the woodwork on this is just amazing. Done by one guy over many years.
They have this really cool section that looks like it's a prayer section, and all these different ways to kind of personalize for yourself, which I think is really, really cool.
No cathedral is truly complete without a massive, epic pipe organ. Well, this is the major downtown shopping area. It's called Queen Street. And there are shops, restaurants, boy, they're all on break. The National Bank of Australia is a Louis Vuitton store now. How about that? Pretty things on the buildings. And every Wednesday they have a little market area at the beginning of Queen Street. Food, ooh, paella, bratwurst. It's right next to the casino.
Oh my goodness, I'm in heaven. Gnocchi. Look at all the kinds of gnocchi.
That's cool over there. It looks like it must be an old courts building. Okay, this is a statue of Queen Victoria, 1837 to 1901. This was erected in 1906. Beautiful tree. Love the older buildings scattered amongst the new things. Oh. This is called the Mansions, 1889. They look like very stately homes. They must have been just absolutely gorgeous back in the day. Back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. That is the old government house. They do have public tours in here. I don't know how much it costs though. They don't start till 1 and we're...
You can't really get a clean photo of any of the really cool buildings without some kind of crane coming out the top of it, or a part of a skyscraper coming out the top of it, or something like that, which is kind of a bummer, but it also shows you the old and the new together. So yeah. Next to the lagoons.
This is the botanical gardens. We're gonna take a walk through the garden.
Yay! Oh, we got little paths through here. That's nice.
You wanna go out through there?
No, I just want to take a pretty picture of the waterfall. A little bird taking a bath.
Big play area. This is very big playground area. And all those wild animals in there too.
we do this?
Wow. Look at the bird up there.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Making a lot of noise.
It's so pretty in here. It's almost like you're in a jungle. And some of the blossoms, look at the blossoms on the ground. Bright pink, so pretty. Can you hear the birds? Love it.
Yeah, we're headed over to that port right now because we're gonna take it down the river, or we're gonna take it upriver and do some grocery shopping. Woohoo! Well, I hope you enjoyed that lengthy video on Brisbane. We got to show you what was in the north, the south, and even cruised along the river.
It was really easy to get around the city. Of course, this particular Airbnb was right in the middle of everything. So that's usually not what we do. We usually get something in a suburb and then we'll take a train or bus or something like that into the downtown. So this was a little different for us being right in the city, but it made it easy to get around, that's for sure.
We enjoyed what the city had to offer us. It's after spending 3 months out in the middle of nowhere, it was kind of nice to have everything at our fingertips, grocery stores close by, restaurants galore,
Yeah.
just life in general.
Yeah, and I liked also being able to hop from place to place on the ferry as well as the train and the bus. Their public transport here I thought was amazing.
Yes,
So
public transport is amazing.
That makes it really, really easy regardless of where you're staying.
But one thing I did notice about this city and the other cities in Australia, it's not a cheap place to come. So it can get kind of pricey. If you're only here for a week, yeah, or 2 weeks in Australia itself, but if you're staying long term, it can get pricey.
Well, compared to US and other places that we've stayed as well.
Right.
So we're comparing it to other places that obviously, we've saved a lot of money in some areas. This is not one of those areas,
Yeah.
is all.
This is a spending area, not a saving area. But that's it for this episode. Next week, we're going to show you what you can do outside of the city. We hope you join us then. But until then,
Bye.
bye. We are in Brisbane, Australia. I'm going through puberty. In this beautiful city.
What? I had a bug on me. Sorry.
You had a bug on
I had a bug, so that's why I thought
This is also in South Brisbane. South Brisbane. Sarah noticed this interesting plant that's got these balls of pain. That's what I call them because they're spiky.
Yeah.
What she said. I have found a bird bombing zone. You want to avoid this area.